Wow, hello. I did not realize that YouTube would allow me to go live. um, this is awesome. I did not think. I kind of clicked on it. I've been trying for months and it says, no, you're not allowed yet. You haven't met the requirements. And so I'm live. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And so I'm here today to just a few minutes, real quick, to ask what in the world is happening in the world. Like there's something wrong um with people. I'm praying for us all, for me and for everyone around me and everyone in the world, but like something is really wrong. um I Last Friday I called maintenance to come and change the faucet in the kitchen. And so yesterday, maintenance shows up and they said, okay, well, just this little piece, is we can't just change that. We got to take the whole thing out and, the spout portion. And well, let me run to the office and get another one. So he ran to the office, he got another one, he came back, he put it on, and then he called me. He said, okay, so good and bad. He said, first the good. So you have a new faucet. I said, yay. And he said, what's bad is that the hot water side don't really work. I was like, what do you mean? The hot water worked fine before you put this on. So cold water will gush down on that side, and then the hot water, just a skinny stream coming down, thin line. It's the kitchen sink. So, I was just like, well, what can you do? He was like, I don't know. I put it on, and that's what I was like, okay, have a nice day. I'd never had that happen before. Like plumbers had come in to change stuff, and I mean the water worked just fine. If they had to change a part, they changed the part and it worked fine. But the same thing happened with the toilet a few months ago, where they needed to change because it kept running. And I'm going to tell you, I called him back 3 times because each time he came, first time he came, the guy came and he bought a box with a new part and he sat it down next to the toilet. And he left it there. He came out of the bathroom. He said, okay, the part's, you're all good. The part's been installed. And he left. And so like a couple hours later, I went in the bathroom and flushed just to check it. And it kept running and running and running and did not stop. So, and then I looked down and saw the box and opened it, and there was a new part in it. So I called back and I said, you know what, the toilet is still running. And I didn't say anything about the part being there because I think the manager answers the phone. I didn't want to get the guy in trouble. So he said, what? Manager said, what? So he sent the guy back, same guy, and the next day, and the guy opened the box and he actually put the part on, the new part. He was like, okay, now it's done. I was like, good. So he left, and as soon as he left, I flushed it, and it kept running and running and running and running. So I called again. I said, well, he put the new part on, but it's still running. So they took the same guy back again, and he was in the bathroom for 2 seconds, and then he left. He said, everything's fine. So what I did was I sent an email and said, you know what? It's still running, and I can keep jiggling the handle, but because I don't want you to lose money. But it's up to you whether or not you want to come fix it or not. So they never came to fix it, and that was many months ago. So yeah. So I just have to keep jiggling the handle, but this is strange. Same thing with Social Security. I'm helping someone in the family change their last name. They got a copy of their birth certificate, and their last name was actually changed to their dad's last name. So, so they're updating all their info. So they got the updated birth certificate. That's how she found out that she had her dad's last name, and she's excited about that. But then She filled in the correct form for Social Security card to update the last name, and there's information or documents that are required. Sent all of that in. The first time we didn't do it right, and so they sent it back and said, "Well, you didn't send this, that." So then we did everything. You have to go to your doctor's office and get them to fill something out, and all. So everything sent in, and they sent her original documents back, all of her documentation, and on the mail, the mail coming back, they actually put her updated last name, right? They said, okay, here's your documents back. We have everything we need. We'll get it processed. You're looking at 2 to 3 weeks. And she gets it a few weeks later, and it's the same old last name. And so I'm like, what's wrong? Like, like, what her last name is. She filled out the form to update it. She filled it out correctly. And you returned her documents using her new last name. So why would you send her a card with the old last name? Something's wrong. I was at a lady's house a couple months ago, and I was getting my hair done at her house, and she had some nieces, and we're like, how's school? And these are high school kids. They're like, not good. Like, children, school children are depressed. Like, school is depressing children. We found out, a bit about what they are teaching. Her aunt questioned her about what they're teaching. So, oh my gosh, those poor kids. I'm happy that my children are finished with school, but with high school, public school. But I'm going to tell you, I feel bad for the babies. I feel really bad for the babies. I was going to read a chapter out of Psalm, but I think I'm going to save that for tomorrow because I'm coming back to read the story. Right now, I am going to run, and it's almost 10:30, so I'm going to run and wash the dishes for dinner and get ready to get myself ready to read the Bible. I'm in the book of Jeremiah, so I'm enjoying that. And so what I'll do is come back tomorrow, and like I said, I'll probably read a story, from our childhood, and then I'll read a little bit from the Bible. I thank you for tuning in. I love you all. I'm praying for us all, for all of humanity, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good one.